Hello everyone. Hope you all are doing good. And I hope you have followed the previous videos of microprocessor. And today we will continue with the same. We were studying flag register. I had just introduced about flag register, and today we will study the flag register in detail. Okay. So I'm here with sharing you the PDF notes. Okay. So in the last class we had seen introduction about flag register, right? The flag register in 8086 is 16-bit in size. Okay, not all the bits are being utilized. Few bits are undefined and few bits are reserved. Okay, here there are two things that I mentioned in the previous video. That is, 6 of the flags are conditional flags, right? So what does that mean? They indicate some condition that resulted after a particular instruction was executed. All right, that means the flags like carry flag, you have parity flag, auxiliary flag, zero flag, sign flag, and overflow flags will be affected after performing a particular instruction. Okay, and there are other flags called as control flags. Okay, here since they are used to control the operation of a particular instruction, okay, before they are executed, so depending on the content present in these flags, the control flags, the instructions are affected. The instructions, the operations performed by the processor are influenced, we can say. Okay, so now let us proceed with this flag register. As you can see, it is a 16-bit, okay, from 0 to 15, 16-bit register. Okay, this R stands for reserve, and this U stands for undefined, as you can see here, right? So R, so 15th bit, 14th bit, 13th bit, 12th bit are reserved bits of the flag register. Okay, and 5th bit, 3rd bit, and 1st bit are undefined. They are not defined in the flag register of 8086. Okay, then the first, as you can see here, CF. CF stands for carry flag. Okay, here carry flag. So what does that mean? When your processor is performing a particular operation and there is a carry from the, if the processor is performing a 8-bit operation, then the carry has to be from D7th bit. And if your processor is performing a 16-bit operation, then 15th bit, if it generates any carry, then your carry flag will go high. Go high means 1 will be loaded in the carry flag bit of flag register. Okay, depending on the number of bits involved in the operation. Got it? This flag is set whenever there is a carry out. Okay, as you can see here, I've also given the explanation. You can also go through once. This flag is set whenever there is a carry out, either from D7 after a 8-bit operation or from D15 after a 16-bit operation. Okay, if there is a 8-bit operation, then there has to be a carry from D7 bit. If there is a 16-bit operation involved, then there has to be a carry from D15th bit. So this is about your carry flag. Next you have parity flag. Parity flag. So parity flag we have also studied in case of 8085, right? There has to be even number of ones in the result. Here you can read here, after certain operations the parity of the results low order byte is checked. Okay, remember, result low order byte is checked for its parity. Okay, if the byte has even number of ones, if the byte has even number of ones, the parity flag is set to 1. Okay, whenever your processor is performing a particular operation, then whatever result is generated, the low order byte is checked for its parity. Means the number of ones are checked in the low order byte of the result. If the number of ones are even number, then the parity is set to 1. Otherwise it is clear, right? Then you have auxiliary flag. Auxiliary flag, we have also studied auxiliary flag in 8085. Hope you remember. If there is a carry from D3 to D4, if there is a carry from D3 to D4 of the operation, right? We will see one or two examples here also, and it will be much more clear if you have forgotten about auxiliary flag, which we have studied in 8085. So this is set whenever there is a carry from D3 to D4 bit. Otherwise, it is cleared. Okay. So this flag is used by the instructions that perform BCD, binary coded decimal arithmetic, right? So this we are aware of. Then you have zero flag. Zero flag, very simple. If the result is 0, then the zero flag will go high. It is set to 1. If it is a non-zero, then it is cleared. All right. So you can see here, right? The zero flag is set to 1 if the result of the arithmetic or logical operation is 0. Otherwise, it is cleared, right? So this is about your zero flag. Okay, then next we have sign flag. Sign flag. Just a moment. Okay. Next we have a sign flag. Okay. Now as you can read here, binary representation of a sign numbers uses the most significant bit as a sign bit. What does that mean? Whenever there is an operation, if suppose it is generating a result, then the most significant bit is used to indicate whether the result is positive or negative. If it is 0 in the most significant bit MSB, which we call, and I have explained this in the 8085 also, which is the most significant bit in an 8-bit operation. D7th bit is the most significant bit. Which is the most significant bit in 16-bit operation? The 15th bit is the most significant bit, right? So if these bits are 1, then what does that mean? The result is negative. If they are 0, then the result is, then that particular number is a positive number. Okay. What is signed numbers and unsigned numbers here? Signed numbers are those which include the numbers both negative as well as positive. From negative to positive numbers are all included in signed numbers. Assigned numbers. In unsigned numbers, they start from 0 and all the positive numbers. 0 to all positive numbers are unsigned numbers. All right. So here, in this case, that is what is being explained here. Binary representation of signed numbers uses the most significant bit as the sign bit. After arithmetic or logical operations, the status of this sign bit is copied into the sign flag. Okay, after a particular operation, whatever bit is present, that is the most significant bit, that will be copied in the sign flag bit of the flag register, right? If that bit is 1, then sign flag will go high. Sign flag will go high means the number is negative number. If that sign flag is 0, then the 0 will be copied in the sign flag bit of the flag register. Then that is what? A positive number, right? So looking at the sign flag bit of the flag register, we can make out the result whether it is positive or negative. How? That is done by copying the most significant bit of the result to the sign flag bit of the flag register. Got the point? So thereby indicating the sign of the result. Okay. Now next you have trap flag. Okay. Now here a trap flag is something that you're hearing it for the first time. What does it do? When this flag is set, it allows the program to single step operation. Means one instruction will be executed at a time. Now the instruction is influencing the flag register, or the bit in the flag register is influencing the fashion in which the instruction is being executed. The bit present in the flag register, that is the trap flag bit of the flag register, is influencing the fashion in which the instructions are being executed. So trap flag, we can call it as a control flag. Are you all getting? Right? So trap flag is controlling the fashion in which the instructions are being executed. So this is called as control flag, right? If it is set to 1, that means it will not execute more than one instruction at a particular instant of time. Okay. This trap flag functions will be much more clearer when we, when we study few of the example programs. Okay. So for now, you should remember that whenever trap flag is high, that means one instruction will be executed at a given particular instant of time. All right. Now next is interrupt flag. Now again, this interrupt flag is also a control flag. How? This bit is set or cleared to enable or disable only the external maskable interrupt requests. Okay. If it is set, then it enables the external maskable interrupts. External maskable interrupts means what? It enables the external maskable interrupts, means there we know what are maskable interrupts and what are non-maskable interrupts, right? We have seen that in the 8085. So these external maskable interrupts will be enabled, which will be entertained if that bit is high. Interrupt enable flag is high. Okay, these will be disabled if this flag is carrying 0 in it. Clear? Next we have something interesting, direction flag. So this is a direction flag. Okay, what does it do? This direction flag will decide the fashion or the direction in which the instructions are being executed, from top to bottom or from bottom to top. It is going to decide in which direction the instructions are being executed. Okay. All right. So this is again a control bit. Okay. Next you have overflow flag. Overflow flag, you can say whenever, see this flag, right? Okay. So this flag is set whenever the result of a signed number operation is too large. Okay. And causing the high order bit to overflow into the sign bit. It is used to detect the errors in the sign arithmetic operation. Overflow flag, we are going to solve number of examples on this, and you can make out how is it affecting the result, and how is it affecting how the results are affecting the overflow flag. Okay. So for now you can just remember that overflow flag will go high whenever the result of the operation is too large. All right. How it is too large and all we will see when we discuss few examples. All right. So this was a detailed study of each bit of your flag register. overflow flag, direction flag, then you have interrupt flag, then you have trap flag, right? So these are all the different flags. The next, we will see one simple example here. Show how the flag register is affected by the addition of 38H and 38H and 2FH. Addition of 38H and 2FH. Okay. First instruction, move BH, 38H. Move is the mnemonic. All right. It is the instruction. BH. BH is what? Higher order byte of the register BX. BX has BL and BH. Now, since we are loading 38H in a particular register, right? There is no need to use BX. We are loading only 8-bit data, right? So 8-bit data can be loaded into a 8-bit register. So this BX register has BL and BH. Instead of BH, you can make use of any other register also. Here we have just considered BH register. So 38H can be loaded into BH, higher order byte of the BX register. Then what is the next instruction? We have loaded 38H in BH register. Then add BH, 2F. So 2F will be added in the with the content of BH, and the result will also be stored in BH register. Okay. Now you can see here BH content is 38 and BH content is 67. Now here 38 I have represented it in the BCD. 2F have again represented it in the BCD. As you can add here, when you add here 0, 1, 1, 0, 1 will be 1, 0, 1 will be 1, 1, 1 will be 0 with 1 carry. So observe here there is a carry from D3 to D4. Then 1 carry and 1 plus 1 will be 0 and 1 carry. 1, 1, 1 will be 1 with 1 carry. Then that 1 will be here and this will be 0. You can make out D3 to D4 there was 1 carry. From D7 there is no carry out, right? And count the number of ones in the lower byte of the result. Parity, to check the parity. 1, 1, 1, there are 3 number of ones. So it is odd, right? Even parity will go low, isn't it? So as you can see here, carry flag is 0 because there is no carry from the D7th bit. Auxiliary flag will be 1 because there is a carry from D3 to D4. Parity flag is 0 because the number of ones in the lower byte are odd number of ones. 0 flag will be 0 because the result is a non-zero, isn't it? Then sign flag is 0 because you can see here the most significant bit in the 8-bit operation is 0. So sign flag will be 0. Clear? I hope it is very clear till here. Okay. And we will conduct a Zoom class tomorrow. And we will discuss. If you people have any doubts so far, make a note of all the doubts. Okay. Then we will discuss. I will address each and every doubt of you all, right? Okay. So we will stop here. Use of the 0 flag for looping, we will see it in the next video. Thank you. Stay safe, stay healthy, and keep us all informed. Okay. Take care.